Banking laws, court rulings, trust laws, and the Constitution itself support the fact that every American is under the current system has the ability to create credit because we are the collateral providers and members of the National Banking Association. Our whole system right now is a National Banking Association, or in other words, it's a trust. And that trust is identified through the Social Security Trust, which is a cess-decay trust. You are the beneficiary of this trust. Now, why is this important that this is in place? Because you can control it if you understand what your relationship is to everything. So, anyway, our property and labor have been pledged as collateral for the national debt and the banking system. Our labor and our pledges, those are our contracts and agreements that produce a future contract performance value. Essentially, that's credit. Well, that's actually substance. That's the one form of substance we have, is you produce that substance. In other words, if I say I'm going to agree to something and I put it on paper, directly or indirectly, that paper itself starts to have value. It could literally be sold in our markets because it has a production value to it. Well, we're doing this all the time. The problem is we're handing over the power to somebody else. That's where we make the mistake. So our labor is real substance, collateral in our system. They took the gold and silver out of the system in the 1930s. They converted our system over to this totally commercialized system. And that is what it is. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not evil in my opinion. It's just what is necessary to operate in a system of bankruptcy. Because in bankruptcy, to keep a bankruptcy going, you have to keep putting collateral in. And what they've done is devised a system where we keep putting up our collateral, and due to our ignorance, we keep putting up even more when we don't need to. In other words, we're paying double for everything, and the bankers profit in the middle. Okay? So, as such a system exists, we have a remedy from government and some corporate debts. Since we have no money of substance to pay with, in other words, we have no gold or silver, and they won't allow gold and silver, they only allow us to use notes, debt instruments, to measure a discharge of something. Well, at least that's what you used to think until you know this. That's what you used to think. By debts, we mean certain public bills, utilities, public bills like a charge from a court, a lawsuit, a judgment, something that comes through the public systems, like taxes or other institutional claims against you, and even large banks and that sort of thing. They're part of that public system. They're handing you the remedy when they give you the paper, the bill they give you actually. It's called a coupon, right? Well, they send you coupons. Keep that in mind. So we have no money to pay with. So by debts, we mean certain public bills and utilities, like I said, taxes, other institutional claims. Keep that in mind. These are actual bills. Even a criminal charge is a true bill. So therefore, our remedy, we can order the issuing of credit via the trust system. We all have a Social Security number, at least the one we use. It's not ours, it's theirs. We have access to it as a beneficiary. But we always step into the role as the trustee by taking the liability. We don't want to do that. So we can order the issuing of credit via the trust, Social Security system, by our acceptance of these negotiable instruments offered to us from public entities. Okay, again, civil, criminal charges, bills, judgments, etc. Paper matters, okay? And anyway, you can return that instrument to the trustee to discharge the debts. Okay, now that's along the lines of what we call subrogation. In other words, we're saying, wait a minute, I'm not assuming the liability. I'm passing it back to you. I'm subrogating it back to you. And so we've talked about subrogation in the past. That's really what you're doing here as well. You're saying, I'll take the position of beneficiary. I'm not supposed to be paying the bills. The trustee pays the bills for the trust. It's just that simple. You guys are the trustees. You take care of it. But if we don't understand why we can say that, you won't believe you can say it, and you won't do it. So anyway, this document is not to tell you how to do it, but it's to show you the foundation of why and how the legal and banking system actually operates in our life today. It's not about a checking account and an ATM card, and that's not the banking system we're talking about. When we are part of an association, in this association they're talking about, through all the language of this article, and I'm not going to go through the whole article, but throughout the language you'll see them referring to the National Banking Association members. We, you and I, are providing the collateral that keeps the system going. That's all there is to it. We're the constant, it's our property, our real estate. That's why you give away half your real estate value to the state and pay a tax on it. That's why you give a title to your car to the state. You actually give them an interest in the car. That's a tax. That's why you have to pay income taxes, to pay interest to the debt, and so on. You do need to do these things. I'm not somebody that says you have to be out of the system. I'm simply saying these contracts you're in, you can better control. And if there is something that's handed to you to pay as a liability, you can discharge it, or at least order it discharged by the trustee, because I can't do it, they can do it. I just have to understand my relationship to this bankruptcy that's going on, and I need to keep myself in the position of beneficiary. Subrogate. See, they assume I want to be the trustee and pay the bill. I don't have to. I want to be the beneficiary, so I subrogate back to them. All right?